Hi, grade six. Welcome back to Practicing with Noodle Tools. Today, we're going to talk about adding resources to your Noodle Tools project. So, obviously, every time you're researching a different topic, you're going to be looking for different resources. The resources you use for science could be which should be quite different from the resources you're using to study ancient Rome. So I want to walk you through this. If you have followed the videos, then you already know how to make a new project. These are three different projects that I'm working on, but I'm going to show you today how to add resources. And if you leave your mouse on the books, it shows that this shows the number of resources. So I have two resources listed under my civilization comparison project. I have put 0 in for ancient Greece and 0 for Rome. So I'm going to show you how to add a resource for Rome. So I'm going to click into this project to open it up. And once NoodleTools catches up with me, it can be a little bit slow, you can see now that I'm in a new part of the site where it says sources, and then it has my name and the title of the project. So this is my ancient Rome project. I want to add a new source. In this instance, I found this great article about life of the people in ancient Rome. And so I really like this article because it's talking about the structure of the society and how there's different levels and classes of people in ancient Rome. Very few very wealthy. There were groups of servants and slaves, and most people lived in pretty large group lived in poverty. So I've actually learned a lot here about the structure of the society. And so I want to use this resource because I know this is information that I'm going to use in my explanation of the seven spokes. So I need to add this resource. So let me go to Noodle Tools, make sure I'm in my project. I am. And I'm going to hit new source. You can see up here, instead of new project, it now says new source. I'm going to click that icon. NewsELA is a website. So I'm going to choose website, and this one happens to be a web page. Okay, and URL. So I'm just going to start inputting this information. So I'm going to highlight the URL, and I'm going to copy that and then go back to Noodle Tools, and I'm going to hit paste, and it puts the URL in there. Date of publication. I need to look for that. This is a tricky one because sometimes it's missing. You have to do what you can with the information they share with you. NewsALA is really good about putting these dates, but not every site is. So August 16th of 2017. Okay, so month, the 8th month is August, and it said the 16th, and the year was 2017. I will say I found this, let's say on Friday, so it is December, and Friday was the 3rd, and that is 2021. Okay. If you're really good, you can always hit today if you're adding resources every time you find them. It makes your life a little bit easier. So now we have contributors. So we're looking in here, and this is actually from ushistory.org, and it was adapted by the News ELA staff. So they are not the original writers of this information. ushistory.org is, and that is an organization, obviously, if it's using .org. Okay, so I'm going to go to Noodle Tools, and I need to figure out, how did this person contribute to this group? Okay, so the original authors would have been the ushistory.org, right? And I could add a contributor as maybe an editor. It doesn't really say like revised by, but they are editing it in the sense that they're changing the reading levels, and that's how they talk about it, because we can change reading levels in News ELA. So they've edited in that sense to kind of simplify it if needed. So when I scroll down, that's the only information I have about the authors here. So it's just newsela.com because it is a company. So I am going to put them in perhaps as an editor. So newsela.com. Okay. And the title of the web page or the article, this one was Life of the People in Ancient Rome. And if I want, I can copy paste here. Okay. And the name of the website is News ELA. And sometimes I like to go back and just see, it is all in lowercase here in their icon. So I'm not going to worry about capitalizing the ELA part in the website title. And the publisher is also News ELA. And you might find that often when it's a student website like this. And I'm going to save this resource. So once I hit save, it has done the citation for me. we no longer have to do all the hard work here of adding, okay, what's the writer, the title of the article, who it was edited by, who it was published by, the date. It's all here in order. So the idea is that if someone wanted to use this resource, they could take all this information, tells them exactly how to find that resource. If they wanted to go and say, where did Miss Jones get that from? How did she know that? They could use this citation, okay? That is adding sources. And then if I go back to my source list, of course, right now I'm seeing just one. And I can click in there to open it in more detail, and it will pop right back up again. There we go. And we'll talk about note cards next, adding notes here. So right now, you may make sure that you have at least 4 different sources like this under your project. And if I go back to my projects, I'm going to see on this ancient Rome project, I now have one source. Okay. All right. So you may make sure that you have 4 sources in your project now.